Sometimes when it comes to the wide receiver position, there are those guys that don't necessarily have the great measurables in terms of size and speed and elite quickness, but they still do enough to jump out on film to you, and you end up actually liking what they do quite a bit. And one of the players I think that falls into that category for me is Davante Adams from Fresno State. Now, when I look at him, he's a guy about 6'1" or so, maybe 205, 210 pounds. He has more than enough size, frankly, to play outside at the NFL level. And I saw a guy this past year at Fresno State that could make some tough catches, some big time catches, and some big time plays and some big time moments. He demonstrated a nice ability in terms of his route running to be able to get open when he needed to. And when he wasn't open, he demonstrated a great ability to make the tough one handed catch or the over the shoulder catch. He made a lot of the tough catches. And that's something to me that really stands out quite a bit when I'm scouting a wide receiver prospect. It's not just always about size or speed. And sometimes, frankly, it's not even just about the ability to make the routine catch. Because at the NFL level, sometimes you're going to have to make the tough catch. And that is something that I saw Davante Adams do quite a bit throughout the course of 2013. I think he has enough speed to be at least an okay to adequate deep threat at the NFL level, but I ultimately don't think that deep speed is going to be his forte. I don't think he's going to be a great burner down the field or anything like that. So he brings some positives to the table. When I look at him and I question some of the things about him, I do question the fact that he maybe doesn't have that elite speed. And is he going to be able to consistently get over the top of NFL defenses? Does he really have the skill set to be a number one wide receiver? Does he have that one real special trait that could allow him to become a big time receiver? Or is he going to be better off as a guy that ultimately plays as the split end or as the number two possession type of wide receiver? Is he really a guy that's going to cause a lot of damage after the catch if you line him up in the slot, or is he a guy that you have to strictly line up on the outside? Is he somebody that benefited from playing with a first-round prospect in a Derek Carr, according to NFL people, at least a first-round prospect in Derek Carr? Did that elevate him, and did that make him look better than he really was? Ultimately, when I look at Davante Adams, I see a guy that does a lot of things well, but maybe doesn't do one thing exceptionally well. Maybe that one of jack of all trades and a master of none. And it's interesting in this draft class when you have guys with great size, or guys with great quickness, or guys with great speed, or guys with a combination of all of that. A guy like a Davante Adams can kind of fall a little bit on draft day, and that's because he doesn't have that one special skill that really stands out. And that could lead to somebody in the late second or early to mid third round actually potentially getting a really good functional NFL wide receiver and a bit of a value, a bit of a bargain, and a bit of a steal, if I may say so myself. In a Davante Adams. He's the type of guy, again, like I said, that some teams are going to look at him and be like, he's good, but I don't know if he can be great. He does a lot of things okay or good, but he doesn't do any one thing great. And they're going to look at somebody that's quicker, and they're going to rate him higher on the board. Somebody that's faster, rate him higher on the board. Somebody that's bigger, and rate him higher on the board. But I will say that when all is said and done, I would expect Davante Adams to go somewhere, like I said, from the late second round to the early to mid portions of the third round. And somebody's going to get a wide receiver that will be able to come in and contribute as a rookie. He might never be a Pro Bowler, but he will be a productive NFL wide receiver.